All right, if you've been playing Final Fantasy XIV, you're about to have a reason to log in daily because Hatching Tide 2026 is right around the corner, and this one might be a little bigger than expected. This year looks different. We've got more rewards, new item types, and even some hints that something bigger might be going on behind the scenes. Hatching Tide 2026 runs from Monday, March 23rd at 1 a.m. to April 6th at 7:59 a.m. Of course, times are always subject to change, but the theme this year is Seek the Eggs Among the Weeds. Now, to start the event, you're going to need to go on and head over to Old Gridania, where you're going to look for the stylish dreamer at coordinates 10294. If you don't already know this, it's Jihli Aliapoh, the original creator of Hatching Tide, known as the Dreamer. She is the OG who started the event after dreaming of the 12 riding on decorated eggs. This year she looks a little different. Instead of her usual look, she's appearing as a Mikote with blue and white hair and notably wearing glasses, which feels intentional if you've peeked at the rewards, but back to that in a moment. She usually hides her appearance. You might remember her dream and how she showed up there, or perhaps you would recall her previously seen sporting an egg hat with her iconic umbrella like last year. But this year, we're seeing her with blue and white hair and glasses, which longtime players will probably recognize immediately. And the requirement is only level 15. So even free players can jump right in. The first quest is called Of Weeds and Whimsy. So like I mentioned, glasses. That leads directly into the rewards because this year is very eyewear focused. We're getting 6 new themed glasses. You might have noticed it in the key artwork. We've got some eggy glasses, some slim frame eggy glasses, some Spriggan eggy glasses, chicken glasses, blooming glasses, and painted variants. Now, one of the most interesting things here is that some of these are facewear and others are full headgear, which means you actually get a lot more flexibility when building your glam sets because some of these function on a stack with other glam pieces. Because if you have facewear, as you know, then you can also don some headgear. 2 for the price of 1? I don't know. However you want to look at it. Now, in addition to the glasses, we are also getting some new housing items. We've got Arc and Egg baskets, Arc and Eggs, and a couple wall and tabletop event advertisement artwork. So, kind of fun. Definitely a lot more items than we're used to for this event. That's for sure. Okay, so when you look at the key art this year, some of the themes being hinted at, there's some speculation we might see elements inspired by newer content. You might recognize a few faces here, starting to the far left with Miss Honeybee Lovely from the Arcadion raid. Next to her is none other than Black Cat. And then right there next to them is Wicked Thunder. Now, what are these Arcadian raid bosses doing in the key artwork? I don't know about you, but I'm hoping it's more than just a nod to past content because there's plenty of other Final Fantasy characters to pick from. So, being that it was these 3 specifically, I'm hoping they pop up in the event story. Nothing confirmed, all just speculation, but this year just seems to have more variety, item types, more ways to use what we got. But it's definitely more than we usually get for Hatching Tide, so I'll take it. And again, this event is completely free trial friendly. So basically, anyone can participate, potentially start a new character on day 1, get to level 15, get the items before the end of the event. So no one's left out. Outside the game, there's actually a lot going on right now, too. If you haven't checked out the official Final Fantasy XIV cookbooks, Volume 1 and 2 are out now, and you need to. I've got both myself, and they are one of the coolest pieces of merchandise. There's lore, artwork, in-game related pieces, and recipes, of course. I've been working through them, and they're amazing. There's just so much. You've got everything from breakfast and appetizers to soups, sides, amazing desserts, and even drinks, some alcoholic, some kid-friendly. Definitely worth looking into. They include real-life pictures of each recipe along with the lore for the in-game versions. The recipes are really well written, and it is clear that the culinarian who came up with these recipes was fully leveled up. I mean, I'm hungry now just looking at the pictures, and I have tried quite a few. I have a few favorites, but I love the way my chocobo cake turned out, and it was a surprising recipe. It's not just a basic cake. It's built more like a layered pastry project. Definitely not something you'd throw together from a box. You're working with things like real vanilla bean, beet sugar, cardamom, which, by the way, I'd never had outside of chai tea. But anyways, there's ingredients like oat milk involved, but they do, in the back of the book, have reasonable substitutions for each of the more rare ingredients. So no worries if you don't have specialty food stores near you. But this cake was next level. Talk about detail. There's a raspberry liqueur syrup that gets brushed into the cake layers and a fresh strawberry and whipped cream layering system that turns it more into like a full dessert build rather than just a cake. When I say this is a nod to lore, you might remember where this cake's from. They've brought it into the storyline a few times, but my favorite place where you can find this cake is my buddy the Fat Chocobo. Check out the books. Delicious food, easy to follow recipes, unique ingredients, recipes that are actually tied directly to the game in lore. I looked into it, and the development team worked with professional chefs to bring the in-game items into the real world. So you're not just baking something inspired by the game, you're creating something that feels like it came straight out of Eorzea. I'll definitely be making more of these items in the near future because I do intend on having some at our next holiday celebration. So if you have anything you want to see, let me know in the comments and I might just stream me making it live. I just want to take this opportunity to remind you that you can join me on Monday, March 23rd at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream of the Hatching Tide event release. I will post it in the comments, but I will be on twitch.tv/TheLadyHighwind. Back to the store though. There's also a Moogle hot sandwich press. And this actually connects to something much older and close to home for me personally. What we call here mountain pies or hobo pies go all the way back to early campfire cooking, where people needed simple portable meals and have very minimal cookwares. They really just need bread, butter, and whatever filling you want. And honestly, that kind of fits into Final Fantasy perfectly. Simple ingredients, shared spaces, and of course, food bringing people together. So this is basically just that idea, with a Moogle stamped on it, of course. Mountain pies, as we call them, are from the Great Depression era here in the States, specifically in the Appalachian Mountains. Nowadays, they're used by campers and people with backyard fires mostly, but in my family, we love them. Our favorite are either savory and stuffed with things like pizza sauce, mozzarella cheese, and pepperoni, or cherry pie filling. Ooh, or my personal favorite, chocolate bar pieces and marshmallows. But pretty much any combo that you can think of would work. Ham and cheese, bacon and egg, spinach artichoke and feta. No joke. These things are addicting and way too easy. Butter, bread, filling. That's all you need. Well, and of course a hot fire. Now, elsewhere in the store are some really neat items. There's these keychains. They're vinyl, and they are way more advanced than they look because each one contains a built-in NFC tag. So when you scan it with your phone, it opens multiple music streaming services and lets you listen to the expansion soundtrack that the keychain represents. There are 2 full sets, Volume 1 and Volume 2, each of which consists of 6 different songs on a 7-inch single. Mugs. You might recognize them from the Gridanian gulp emote. I don't know about you, but I really like this style, and I cannot wait to have one for myself. I'm a big time tea drinker though. There's also some chair cushions, which are pretty cute, very heavily embroidered, made high quality. I really like these, and I actually am getting one to put on my computer chair. Those of you who are into the tabletop role-playing games, they have new card sleeves, 2 different kinds, and the new tabletop role game RPG rulebook Solution 9 t-shirts. There's 2. I really like the second one. I don't know why. It's my jam though. but they're all up for pre-order now. Don't forget, there's All Worlds maintenance right before the event launches on March 23rd. And on the 23rd, as soon as it drops, I'll be covering everything. I'll go over any other in-game changes the maintenance has going on that don't tie into the Hatching Tide event too. So don't miss it. And if you want full breakdowns, live coverage, and more content like this, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you on launch day.